right, Acres of Diamonds audience, welcome back. I'm here with co-founder DJ Ligori, and I am Scott Gibbs. We're now on Daily Diamond number 13, and we want to talk about a realization that we had after Taylor LaManna's recent video podcast that we posted last week. And DJ, we've had a couple Acres of Diamonds students now go through the program with you and make some pretty substantial changes.
Yeah.
Annie Coughlin was one of those students, and Taylor LaManna was the other. What is it you think that prompted the big moves that they made?
So I think the prompt for these moves was, they were both okay in their current situation, but they wanted to become involved with the program for a little bit of self-improvement, various ways of thinking. And so as we started to go through the program with each of them, I think the questions that were asked, they knew, so they had the answers all along. They just were necessarily never asked the questions to extract those answers. Once those answers were found and brought to the forefront, I think that then opened up new insights and new ways of thinking along the lines of, all right, I think there actually is a little bit more in life and a little bit more for me to accomplish and do. And I think that prompted both of them to think differently about their current situations. And I think that was ultimately the reason that both of them through the program ended up finding better jobs, that they enjoyed more the actual work that they were doing, as well as a pretty substantial increase in pay for both of them. So I think that's really the underlying basis to both of those outcomes, is that we all have the answers to really all of our questions and maybe even all of our problems, but we never have actually asked ourselves the question. And I think that's what Acres of Diamonds does a really good job of, is, these questions and these different mindsets that we think of. There's stuff that we've never done before, but we can do them if you actually just apply yourself to the actual content. And, Annie and Taylor are great examples. It can change your life if you really apply yourself to it.
Yeah, it's a great point and great observation that Acres of Diamonds, when we sat down and put the questions together over a period of months, it was really with the mindset of, look, everybody has, Acres of Diamonds is about everybody's inherent greatness, right? With a fundamental understanding that we all have greatness within us, and for whatever reason, it's been either muted or covered up or forgotten. And the questions that you and I developed were really meant to get them thinking and remembering their greatness, if you will. And both Annie and Taylor seem to have done that in a way that, we couldn't even predict, right?
No.
It was.
Yeah. And I remember the text that I received from Taylor saying I quit. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, what did we do?
Yeah.
But it worked out in a really good manner. And I always ask, typically in the beginning of the program, I ask the candidates, how did the first set of questions go when you answered them? And I get a very similar response. The questions came easy, but I had to think about them. So really, they're questions you've never been asked before, but when you get writing, then you start just really opening up and answering them, because it's almost like you found the answer, and now the answers just keep multiplying. So that's, I think, the cool thing about it is these questions you haven't been asked before, but once you do get asked them, you can answer them. And the answers are typically pretty interesting.
That's great. Well, thank you. Thank you for helping put those questions together, and thank you for running those two through the program. I'm sure they're grateful as well. And this wraps up Daily Diamond number 13, our first remote Daily Diamond.
Awesome.
And Daily Diamond 14 in a couple days. We're going to talk about the Acres of Diamonds Challenge group on Facebook and some of the interesting things going on with that. So, thank you very much. Have a great week.